Not a huge amount to do today, a little bit of planting out, a little bit of weeding, or in the case of the poor onions, a lot of weeding, especially as I've got a guest today, social distance style of course. Dan and Carly, who you may remember me mentioning previously, they very kindly gave me the main crop potatoes over there. They're popping by to have an investigation, have a mosey round, so I hope they're gentle with me because they've had their plot for I don't know, maybe 5 years. They actually know what they're doing, so I'm not sure what they'll think of this sort of bizarre get-up with random DIY structures. So the bed definitely needs weeding around the onions. I think it's a sign that you're getting old and you're sort of turning into your parents when people are visiting and you have to sort of obsessively clean everything. You know, things have to be sort of spick and span. You can't let them see the weeds or the dust or God knows what else. Popped by the shop, the trading hut, to pick up my order, social distance style. Got another bag of compost, given that more squashes and courgettes and things will need to go in. They'll need a nice rich soil. I guess if I was being like a proper allotmenteer, I would have composted just everything, but I'm trying to be a bit more precise, and which is a nice way of saying stingy and cheap, and just composting around where things are going in. Also got some more, see them there? Some more ground pegs, because no matter how many you have, you always seem to need more. It's not that they're lost, you always seem to use more than you expect. So that'll definitely come in useful. I've also brought up, it looks like a kind of pretentious face spray, which it was at one point, but it's now got sort of fairy liquidy water solution in, so hopefully that'll help with the green fly or the black fly or the aphids or whatever it is that's attacking my poor old Romanesco. I'm not sure how happy, can I get in? I can! Amazing. How happy this poor tomato is. It was the least happy of all my tomatoes. You can tell there's all the leaves down here I had to take off. Oh, okay. It's not. Ugh. Dear. I'm not sure what that is. Is that like blight? No, it's not. It's literally just soil got on there. That's embarrassing. Well, crisis averted. Hopefully at least this means that the makeshift grow house actually isn't too bad, so I can bring up the other tomato, pop it in there, and then we'll have a full batch. I'm not sure whether the one in the polytunnel is actually now too big to fit in here. If it could fit in here, that would be great, but no sense in moving it across. If TNS are fine for me to leave it there, then I can pop my chilies in here. Speaking of, this is my mystery chilli / pepper. It's looking a little bit worse for wear because it was quite breezy when it was carried up, and it could probably do with a little bit of water as well. It started flowering, which is nice, although I don't think the flowers have set. One of them fell off. It just appeared one day in the beans last year, so my best guess is that it was some sort of sweet pepper, or maybe just like your standard red chilli seed that had got into the sink, and then I'd used the sink water on the plants because, saves water and money, I guess. And then this appeared, and I've just been looking after it, and now it's flowering. And if it is a sweet pepper, I think it would be happier in the grow house. And hopefully that will help it to make some nice red fruits. And if it doesn't do anything, then, that's fine. Fair enough. It was free, essentially. It's only been cost of compost. I'll give it a bit of tomato feed and see if that makes it a bit happier. What's in the box? Something's trying to escape by the looks of it. And also, they survived relatively well. Another huge butternut squash, and then some of the kale. I think that was red curly kale. Some of, which one's which? There we go. I did label them at least. Some of the sprouting broccoli to replace the ones that didn't make it, and then some Romanesco to hopefully manage to shove off on Dan and Carly. They originally gave me the seeds, so they probably don't want any, but I'll try my best. Yeah, one of these is not like the others. Technically, these are... Hello? Sorry, very important cat interlude. You know how it is. Hey Tills, what are you doing? Oh. No, quick wash. Okay. One of these is not like the other, as I was saying. Technically this is still alive and growing, but there doesn't really seem much point in keeping it, to be honest, so they can all go on the compost bin. Well, I think those are much more acceptable than this poor little lad. I've still got 2 left on the balcony, so depending on how well those take, I can move the other 2 across, replace that one, place the other one somewhere. I could do the little triangle, pop another one there, and some of the kale. How many more kale do I have? I have 6 kale overall. Oh wait, do I? Yes. Yes? Yes, 6 more kale. But given that I'm not planning on getting a greenhouse, I've got my little grow house there. That space next to the compost bin is free, so if I get that weeded, maybe I could put some kale there. Although, given that it's sort of overwintering kale, that really doesn't get much sunlight in the winter, so maybe that's not such a good plan. Oh well, we'll have a sort out. And there is all the rubbish that I've dug out from here. Hopefully, if there's less room for beasties to hide in, that means my new sprouting broccoli is less likely to be snailed. I'll cut down a few of the brambles. I've got some dried out ones around, and I'll pop that around the edge, so hopefully that'll help to act as a barrier. And if not, I guess I'll just have to get some slug pellets. I don't have a problem with them, I just, rather do things naturally if I can, but if need must, I'm not going to lose any more broccoli, that's for sure. Before and after, but how long will it last? Not very long, I don't think. And there is the second butternut squash in. I think they're quite handsome in there like that, to be honest. It's mad, but it's a bit different, a bit fun. Assuming that they grow, of course. Ugh, I don't know if you can see them, but there are ants on my broccoli. There's one on the leaf over there on the right hand side crawling around. Oh dear, I think I'll definitely have to put some ant powder around in here if they're farming the aphids that have been damaging my poor Romanesco broccoli. That won't be good at all. But I do also have my little spray. Which, is it working? Fingers crossed that'll do something. But yeah, I think around these I'll definitely have to get the ant powder out. I've still got quite a bit left, and I just don't want to lose them. They're doing so... Oh, they're crawling on the cane. Honestly. Yeah, I mean, definitely don't want to lose them after they've done so well. It doesn't have any instructions on the outside about how best to use them around veg, so if anyone knows whether it's an issue, then do say. I think I'll pop some around the edge of the bed, given that there are ants scurrying around, and then maybe I'll pop some... I'll do that now, and then I'll pop some on another day, actually around the edge of the plants. Now, I'm thinking of sowing 2 of the curly scarlet kale under the butternut squash frame. At the moment, that looks kind of silly because, well, I mean, this whole contraption is completely silly, but this is kind of in the way. If I grow this here, I mean, I guess the leaves can just pass through the top, but it might be a bit of an issue as it gets bigger. However, I think this should be removable if I remember to bring the screwdriver with me. So I'll pop those in now and then make a note. Hopefully whilst I'm editing this nonsense together, I'll remember to grab a screwdriver. That's the point actually, I think I have a screwdriver in the tub. Genius, thy name is Amy, or person who occasionally has some good ideas, name is Amy. I can't really get those blue bars off without unscrewing the whole thing, which is just a complete faff. But I think that should work. And then the blue bars can act as a bit of a frame to put some netting on, because obviously I don't want the old bar stewards to be having a nibble. Well, that worked better than I expected, really. I was even able to use the clothes pegs that were on the clothes horse when I found it by the bins to just secure a bit of the netting. Well, that should definitely keep the kale covered for a while at least. Obviously, there's not a huge amount of room for them to grow. We'll sort that out when we get there. Lovely visit from Carly, got to check out the plot and the site as a whole. Had some ice creams, which was very nice. Can't remember last time I had an ice cream. And she very kindly bought me this little cosmos. I've been trying to grow them myself and without a huge amount of success. So I think I'll try and pop one plant in each sort of corner of the plot. That'll be quite a fun way to mark it out. Good idea, but change my mind. The edges of my plot are pretty shitty. Most of it is all sort of stones and rotting wood and snails. So I just popped it here next to the lettuce. Hopefully it'll be happy there. Hopefully it'll do a lot better than the cosmos I've been trying to grow. Last thing before I finally toddle off, I'm thinking of sowing some more radishes. We need an autofocus on this. So some radishes in the gaps between the onions, given that some sort of root fly seems to be affecting them over in the other bed, and alliums are supposed to be good at warding off carrot root fly. Maybe it'll work? Shazam! Hopefully they do a bit better than the other radishes. Almost forgot, time to pick some strawberries for supper and some lettuce for lunch. And there we go, quite a few of the others. They looked fully ripe, but then if you turn them over they're still quite white, so I'll be back in a couple of days to do some watering, so hopefully they won't be overripe by that point. Well, I think that should do me a few more sandwiches. See you next time, guys. Go on, ladybird, get them. Get them!